Well, welcome back, Blade fans. And if you're expecting me to say this old sword blade reviews, I will not, although I just did. I've changed the name of the channel, as you can see, and probably have seen in days past. We are now being referred to as OG Blade Reviews. Oh, gee, he changed the name. Yeah, you can make a lot of little jokes about that. We know that OG, I think, goes back to the rappers and Original Gangster, and now it's taken on meaning to mean someone that's been doing something for a long time. Kind of goes back to some of the origins, and I feel that I do. If you don't like that reference, you can simply call me Old Guy. Old Guy Blade Reviews. And for my first review under my new placard here, OG Blade Reviews. Let's get some of the logo stuff out of the way here. I'll be putting that in every now and then just as a reminder. Today we're looking at Vosteed once again. They've been sending me quite a few blades for look-see review, and I've done two of these. So will the real Raccoon please step forward? They're all raccoons, okay? I believe this was the first one that they had sent me. This is the button lock, Trek lock, they call it. So this is a true button lock with, may not even be their Trek lock. This is actually, yeah, see, this is engaging on the top right there. So that is a button lock. And they do make a Trek lock. They may have made it in the Raccoon. I think there's at least one more iteration of the Raccoon that I don't have out on the table. Couldn't find it. Here was the next one they sent me for review, and this one is a bar lock with a nice aluminum handle, bright blue aluminum. So that's kind of the axis lock, if you will, borrowing the name from Benchmade. And the patent has now lapsed, so other people are doing bar locks, and the generic name being bar lock. This is a thumb stud opener only. Looks like they're all thumb stud openers. They kept that consistent. And they're all like a medium size folder, but today we have, oh, very lightweight compared to the aluminum. This is their top bar lock, is what they're calling it. So very similar in some respects to what Spyderco has done with their top release. Sorry, forgot the name. You'll tell me. We have a separate piece of steel here in the top on the inside that is sort of part of the liner. So it's a lot like a liner lock, except it's split up on the top and the button releases it, rather than having a little relief in there for your finger to close it. It is closed by virtue of the button. Flips open quite nicely. Only way to open it other than gravity opening. And so most button locks are fidgety, and this one is no exception. There we go. What do we got for material? Well, we've got obviously a blue micarta and 14C28N, a nice solid budget steel. Keeps an edge pretty well, sharpens pretty easily. And I can get all four fingers on there. We've got a flat plate on the left side, which can be removed so you can transfer the clip for the lefties. Quite nice. And almost a full deep carry, little teeny bit sticking out beyond that. And nice flat-headed screws. Love it. We're going to measure it up real quick, and then we'll chat some more. Notice it's kind of a classic drop point, almost turns into like a spear. Interesting. Very, very, very equal, very balanced. 7.5 inches, we'll call that. 3¼ inch blade. And handle thickness in inches. 0.49. I was going to call it half an inch, but it's 0.49. And blade stock is 0.11, and that should be 3 millimeters. Nope. What is it? 2.9. I don't want to squeeze too hard because I get inaccurate readings, but we'll stick with that. Close her up very nicely. Very little, let's see, really no, yeah, a little bit of lock stick. They do break in, however. Yeah, a little bit of lock stick right there. And so that's not the button, but the liner that's given a little stick. And you can't have a weight if you don't turn the scale on. Too busy talking. Here we go. 3 ounces, we'll call that. 3.03, sure, 3 ounces. So it is nice and light. Since I mentioned before that this was heavier, that was 3 ounces, and the aluminum is 3.5 ounces, a little over. So you can feel that difference, actually. Got some paper over on the side. Forgive me, there's nothing on the screen. Oh no, you're looking at a blank screen. Okay, here we got something in there called the paper. Opens nicely with the left hand on those thumb studs as well. Let's see what we got for an edge on this. High flat grind is working pretty well. Yeah, I like it. That's a decent factory edge. Of course, you can strop it, as I do with many knives that aren't quite as sharp as I'd like them to be. Put them on the old leather strop, give them 5-10 strokes, and they come out nice. It's a flat grind, extremely high. In fact, almost goes all the way to the top. There's a small flat at the very top, but for practical purposes, that's a full flat grind. And we've got kind of a straight plunge there, off on an angle. You have a usable choil. You just have to be careful you don't stick your finger on that heel of the blade. Feels pretty comfortable. This handle position does put you back a bit. You do have jimping. It's fairly effective, not as grabby as some jimping that I've experienced. But that's what the Raccoon is meant to be, is kind of a nice EDC knife. This has nice piercing capability because that point is dead center with the handle, because of the way they dropped and rounded that that spine down to the point. And we've got good thickness out there. So you can get the point at about 50 degrees maybe, if you want to engage it. Works well with a little bit of finger pressure on top. Works well for push cuts with your thumb on top. Again, I don't want to overemphasize it, but a little bit of lock stick there. That's going to wear in as you often open and close that knife and you keep disengaging that top liner lock from the tang of the blade. Some people say put a little graphite on there. Some people say just leave it alone. Some people say, use a little bit of oil on there, maybe some KPL. That's kind of up to you. Oil's messy. And if you want to disassemble it and carefully polish the surfaces, you could do that as well. But generally speaking, a week of, and this just came in, I haven't really carried it, but a week or so of opening and closing it, you should notice a big difference, as with most. Compare today, I just reached in my pocket and took out the MSI, my Microtech. And there you go. Considerably longer, maybe 2.5 inches longer overall, with a blade about 1 inch longer. It's a 4-inch blade, so practically speaking, it's a 3/4 inch longer blade. Like that knife a lot. It's been in my pocket pretty regularly. And for those of you that have one, you probably know what I mean. Again, a 3 ounce, nice and light knife. Does have weight relieving on the inside. I'll see if I can grab the pocket flashlight here. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. A lot of ventilation. And a little bit on the liner side, but mostly on the show side. Well, let me know what you think. It is not a whole lot different in profile. In fact, not different at all in profile, but just in opening methods from the other Raccoons. So there we have on the top liner lock, the button lock, straight out button lock, and the bar lock of the Vosteed Raccoon. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to give this video a like, and hope you're liking the new name. It doesn't make a big difference. It's more for like a marketing thing, and you know, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go well. But don't forget, I am now OG Blade Reviews. Somebody made me kind of a nice logo there. I like it. Be back soon. Take care.